William tried his very best to warn his younger brother about, well, shall we say, what could be happening in the future with his wife-to-be, Meghan Markle. And seemingly, while he took no notice, William showed grave concerns, in particular about this element regarding Meghan's former life. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. I hope you're all keeping well today, fine and dandy. You know, when we look at things from the nostalgia era, we often think, don't we, well, it's a disposable thing. We don't know in our time. We've talked a lot about this on our show because, you know, when I talk to you as friends, and I genuinely mean that, you know, you look at that and you think, did you save that box? Did you buy that? You know, we throw things away because we're in the moment. You don't realize. I discovered the other day, I don't know if you remember these, but flexi discs, you remember? You used to get them free on the front of magazines, and they were kind of seen as an added bonus, weren't they? You know, and sometimes there was a track by your favorite band that you'd never heard of, but you know, you just got it because you liked the band, didn't you? That was the deal, you know. And now apparently those flexi discs, in particular the early ones with Christmas messages from the Beatles, which were recorded at places like Finsbury Park Empire and places like that, which are now sadly no longer with us, worth fortunes. And I wanted to ask, you know, have you got any flexi discs? Did you keep any? Or like me, did you just think, oh, because they all slid around on the record player. Do you remember? You had to put a penny on the arm to make sure yes, you see, we do, yeah, you know, we're all the same in the end, aren't we? The bottom line is it was difficult to play them, so you got bored of them quickly. And then when you were having a clean out, you chucked it, didn't you? Perhaps, of course, that should have been the thing that happened to the former royal known as Meghan Markle, particularly when Prince William, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, confronted the former, we won't call her Hollywood actress, but actress about her intentions within the British monarchy. As ever, let me explain. Now, what's interesting here, as we know, is that Prince William, as we've told you before, voiced his opinions very vocally about Prince Harry and his relationship with, said actress Meghan Markle. I mean, apparently when he came back, and this is what's happened in his book, he claimed that they, apparently William and Catherine, were thrilled. You know, they were huge fans of Suits. News to them, I think they were perhaps being a little bit kind, to say the least. You know, maybe they'd seen an episode. But over here in the UK, it was not a big show. It wasn't. It just simply wasn't, you know. There was nothing big about it at all. It was on a very little watched channel over here called UK TV. But what was really interesting for William was he found out just prior to the wedding, the big spectacle that Meghan Markle decided wasn't a spectacle at all, but, you know, a bit of an irritant because she'd had a secret wedding, which was also debunked by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby. Well, he found out that the manager, the publicist, and the marketing team were all still being kept on. He confronted, and as ever, we have to say, Prince Harry about this and said, well, if her intention is to give up acting, if her intention is to remove herself from that particular world permanently now and join the British monarchy, why on earth would she need to keep that particular segment of her life? Now, according to that source, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, Prince Harry basically said, well, that's the Hollywood type. You know, they do. They feel secure like that. That's what they do. And basically told William not to be too concerned about it. Nothing really to do with him. Nothing to do with what was going to be happening, because apparently Meghan was more than thrilled to underwrite that area of her life, move on, and quite happy to schlep around the likes of Nottingham, Glasgow, Bristol, Cardiff, wherever, on a wet and windy morning, meeting said charities. Now, as we've said to you before, when Prince William cannot answer back at Meghan's claims, or indeed Prince Harry's fantasy tales in that book about both William and Catherine loving Suits, you can understand exactly why he's very angry. I mean, make no two bones about it. William could not have done enough to warn his younger brother about what could be coming. But obviously, Prince Harry was very much in love, believed the story that Meghan was pushing forward, and in particular about keeping on her management team. And even a former management team have said that they were in constant contact with Meghan right up until the wedding. Why would they need to be, with the whole palace machinery behind them? So once again, it looks like William was right, and the bottom line was Harry failed to take notice. But also, when you think about it moving forward, if he had, just think of the problems that he could have saved, not just William, Catherine, Charles and Camilla, but other senior members of the British monarchy too.